Yeah, but
Maybe
y'all can hear me? We good?
something like that. Yeah.
All right. So, excuse me. All right. Yeah, So we going. You know how we do. We're gonna start up with some sports. You know, we got the. We got the. Yeah, we're gonna start with Serena and. I think that, yeah. And just want to make sure I got everything right here. Whatever. Ain't nothing gonna have to be right. Let's go ahead and start the show, man. Here we go.
Subscribe for the very latest.
What up, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
World,
Facebook? Listen to the sound of my voice. I have a cool way for y'all to get free merch from us and support the channel at the same time. But this is what you got to do. All you got to do is, first of all, subscribe to the channel. Click. Don't cost you no money, right? Just click. Hit the bell.
Yep.
Free, right? That's step number one. Step number two, leave a comment. It don't matter what you leave. It could be the letter C. It could be the fire emoji. It could be the crown. Whatever emoji you want to leave on there, just leave an emoji. Step three is up to us. All we're going to do, we're going to put you on the drawing. Now, listen, you can put your name on as many videos as you want. The more videos you leave a comment on or emoji, whatever you want to leave, the more times you get added in the drawing, right? You're going to draw your name, and we're going to send you the merch. Simple as that. Real easy. All you got to do, follow those steps, and we will send you some merch, all right?
Subscribe for the very latest.
But Hempstead raised me, educated in Buffalo, Florida paid me. Came a long way since the days in the early 80s, 2 to be exact, +1, 3 sons, same mother. My pops did a lot of time. I am not here to self-indict or confess to any crimes. No, life's a hustle, gotta read between the lines. He understood streets though, learned economics, helped us survive through life's endowments. I'ma grind hard today, cause tomorrow ain't promised. In my hood, bullets like the summer rain more than Carl Thomas. Lost a few good ones, we still pay homage. Some say they can't work for no one, they're a businessman. I understand, can't knock it, that's your business, man. Just don't judge my route, I put food in my seed's mouth.
Let's get into some other music, some news here, right?
Sure.
So the Game dropped a 4-album album.
Guess what you gonna call it? It's a 4-album album.
Game said no one's better than me now.
Right. Like, he dropped a 4-album album. I don't know what. Listen, bro, there's a lot of songs on this joint.
That's a lot of music.
There's a lot of songs on there. I was like, yo, like listen to it, but I'm sitting there struggling. Like, dang, like I'm struggling trying to listen to this joint.
It's over an hour long, man.
Right. So, but before we get into the album, because I really want to talk about the album, I gotta spill, which I call it the tea.
Go for it. So you guys spill some tea.
Yeah, that's what y'all youngins call it, right? The tea.
So I can't speak for them.
Right. I drink my tea. I definitely don't spill that tea.
Yeah, I drink mine too. I'm not a youngin, so I don't know.
But whatever, I think that's what they call the gossip these days, the tea. So listen, let's take a look at this. I want y'all to look at this first. So let's see. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Look at this. So this is the game's original track listing.
Yeah, 31 tracks on there originally.
31 songs, right? So when y'all, how many songs is on the track listing now?
29.
29.
Yep.
Right?
You took 2 off.
He took 2 off, but I want y'all to pay attention to this. But this is where the T comes in. I want y'all to look at song number 28.
Mm-hmm.
You see it?
Yep.
What does it say?
World Tours featuring Nipsey Hussle.
Featuring Nipsey Hussle, right?
Yep.
So, question is, did you hear any Nipsey Hussle on that song?
Did not at all. But that's not even the song on 28 anymore.
There we go. But did you hear Nipsey Hussle on that album? No. And here's the reason why. So, if you know Game's very, very, very tight. He was really tight with Nipsey. He loved Nipsey. As we all did. But I emphasize that we all love Nipsey Hussle. Those who really was trying to get some game, when I say game for you lames, mean like some education, some knowledge about something. We went to Nipsey. I knew Nipsey was younger than me, but I still was fiending to look and see what interview Nipsey was in to get some knowledge about who Nipsey was and what he was going to say. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we all respected Nipsey from the album that he did when he did the album, the independent album that he sold, what he called the campaign Proud to Pay, and he sold his album for $100. Which, by the way, y'all can do the same thing when we drop this Renaissance project. Be proud to pay. Proud to pay. That's all I'm saying. But we all respect Nipsey. Jay bought 10 of them. I mean, it was just a good campaign. It was dope and it was innovative. Nipsey was always an innovative guy. He was very smart outside the box, right?
Yeah.
But I digress. Bring it back to the game. So, but what I said is going to mean something in a minute, right? So the game had a verse from Nipsey for this album. And it was pulled off the album. And this is why. So, Game's manager, and I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. If you want to know Game's manager, go look up who Game's manager is, right? I'm not going to say that. But his game. So this is the reason why his brother, who's over his music estate and over his estate period, Black Sam, pulled the song. So Black Sam pulled the song, the verse off the album. Black Sam pulled the verse off the album because of this. So Game's manager says he's been disrespecting Nipsey for a long time now. Do you guys know anything about this disrespect?
No, I don't.
No. All right. So the first time I heard this disrespect was on a podcast called No Jumper. Y'all can go watch the podcast. I just say that just so you can go refer to. I don't support that podcast either. Don't support that podcast. But he was on there, him and Blueface. And this is no disrespect to the Game's manager or Blueface. I'm just telling you what I saw. So he was on the show and he was basically saying that he got Nipsey Hussle a deal. Him, shout out to Big U. I love Big U. Big U is a stand-up. Like, he's a really, really, really great individual. You know what I'm saying? He's at this point a legendary Crip. him, you know, and he did some things, you know, then he's turned himself around to do some positive things, right? So he did his thing in the street, but he's a very positive individual now. So him, Big U, and a few others got, and Games Manager got Nipsey this deal with Atlantic, right? Keep in mind, we know that before Nipsey got the deal, he was been doing this thing, right?
Yeah.
Slauson Boy, all of the mixtapes, you name it. He had a gang of mixtapes before he came out. He was even on Tupac's Loyalty to the Game album back, like that game, this album they put the two together back in like 2005 or 6 somewhere. He's been doing it for a long time, right? So he got Game the deal. Now, after he says this, he and this is all paraphrasing that I'm doing. He proceeds to say that when Nipsey died, Nipsey was not an A-list rapper, right? Even though Nipsey was, before he died, he was on the song with John Legend, right?
DJ Khaled. Those are A-list guys, right? Yeah.
All right. But based off this fact that, so he basically says that, okay, well, Nipsey is not a legend, and this is based off of album sales. That Nipsey, even though he was nominated for a Grammy for that album, but album sales wise, he's not a legend. Album sales wise.
Before or after his death?
This is after his death. Well, he's saying that before his death, he wasn't a legend. Right? This is what he's saying. But this is him disrespecting him after the death. This he's gone at this point. He's probably gone maybe like a year or something like that. Something like that. Right? So he's not a legend. His numbers don't show that he's a legend as far as like his numbers. The world didn't view him as a legend when he was here. They didn't view him as that. They didn't show him that he was important, right? Then he goes on to say, oh, no. After he says that, he also maybe some months down the line says that he has a gay tape of Nipsey.
A gay tape?
Like he has a videotape of him performing some type of gay action. He has this. He's going to show everybody this, and he's going to show everybody the fact that that he was gay.
This is what the Games Manager was saying?
This is what the Games Manager is saying. Right?
Okay.
So he has the footage of him, being in some type of gay activity. Right? So yeah, he's not a legend. His numbers doesn't show it. He's not an A-list rapper, and he's gay.
Okay.
These are all the things that Games Manager is saying, right? So he's putting dirt all over Nipsey's name. A man who's passed away, who has kids, who has a family, who has fans that loves him. Just throwing dirt all over his name. Right? And according to him, this is his truth. This is his truth.
And of course, saying he helped him get the deal with Atlantic.
Right, exactly. That you helped them get a deal with Atlantic. Now, we here's the thing. Nipsey has nothing. He's always said he held Game at a high standard. He loved Game. But Black Sam was like, nah, you can't have this verse. Cause you don't, y'all throwing dirt. Your manager's throwing dirt on my brother's name. Period. right?
Yeah.
Do you know what the game's manager turned around and says?
What do you say?
That Black Sam, his brother, is being selfish.
Really? Wow.
He's being emotional.
Okay.
So here we are. The Game album drops with no Nipsey verse. Right? That would have been very nice to hear Nipsey. And I've heard Nipsey again on, shout out to Jay Stone, his boy Jay Stone that was on the label as well. That was Nipsey homie. Like they was in the group. And I've heard fresh Nipsey verses I've never heard from him on his album. But it would be nice to hear Game and them together, right? Yeah. We're not gonna get that. So did you think Black Sam was being selfish?
I don't think he was. I mean, I really don't understand what the point of Game's manager, what his intentions was when he was coming out saying any of this stuff about Nipsey. I'm like, if it's not, even if it's anything that he says, even if it's true or whatever, if the intention is not to help elevate that man's legacy or to bring some kind of positivity or outward period, what's the point? You could have just kept that to yourself. I mean, whatever truth you have, it ain't hurting you. Only thing it's gonna do is just hurt somebody else. So why not keep it for yourself?
Silence. Yes. Silence. Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. So I would say that the actions of Game's manager going about doing that's selfish, because you're not thinking in consideration of Nipsey and his family. You're thinking about how does it make you feel. So I think that in a sense that would probably be considered as reflection, and that's a reflection of how he really is. He's being selfish. Those his actions are what is he saying. So that's a reflection move.
Well, what do you think about all of this stuff? It's just like,
I just think it's like, I looked up who it was. So I didn't know.
Listen, bro. Listen. I'm not going to say this man's name straight up. I'm not.
All I'm saying is, you don't talk about the dead, man. You don't talk about the dead, and you don't talk about
social respect.
Yeah, like obviously you know that the world loves this man. Like, you know that his people have a lot of respect for him.
Exactly.
So for you, especially you being the manager of the game, like, we all know, no one's discrediting the game and his album and his music games. I really don't know why you feel the need. That's the sign of a weak man to me. I'm sorry. I don't need to put another man down to clarify who I am.
Exactly.
I don't need to shorten someone else to validate what I do. So you don't have to belittle someone who the world is basically loving right now just because you feel that he wasn't that dude. That's your opinion. You're entitled to that. There's probably people who love Nipsey who probably wasn't. I'll tell you the truth. Like, I didn't listen to Nipsey like crazy like that before he passed. But I feel like he was definitely coming up. I was definitely hearing him on his way right before it all went down. So I just don't think, you don't put ceilings on nobody because you don't want no one to put a ceiling on you. Sure. You should straight up just respect the dead. Because if you don't, it don't work out. I'm telling you. It does not. So,
Right. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how, like you said, how people really like disrespect people who are dead. Like it's and I mean, listen, man, and the thing about it is like, yo, like if that's your truth, like if you have a truth, cool, like speaking truth, but you ain't got like that right there is disrespectful and you know it. And then you're gonna say the man is like no, like the man is not A-list. Like he's not an A-list rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. If you listen, all I'm gonna do is this.
That's it. That's all you gotta say.
That's all I'm gonna say. Like the man had to walk a star on the Walk of Fame.
For somebody to not be a legend, everybody who's had an encounter with him, they're speaking stories like, you know, they're speaking like very positive and influential, you know, things about this man and just their encounters with this man. And this was way before he became what we know of him today. But he's inspired so many people, and they're speaking their encounters with him of how, you know, impactful he was in their life. For somebody to speak about the things about you and just meeting you, and of course this is way before we know who he is today, like, you know, as that, but as the Nipsey Hussle that we come to know. But he was making an impact on so many other people's lives, from celebrities to just people in his neighborhood, and just who just walk with him on a daily. So you can't put a limit or emphasis on that type of stuff, man. So and by that measure like that, you can't deny that he made greatness. You can't that he did grateful things, despite how you felt.
Right, that's a fact, man. So listen, the game's manager, man.
Bruh.
It's all cap. It's all cap. That's all I'm saying. To me, and like I said, if that's how you handle things, that's cool, you know. But it's for a fan, a person who really, you know, saw the value of a Nipsey Hussle, it's just disrespectful. But we'll move on to like people who actually rap. The game.